All right, what's going on, y'all, man? So, a great question from Joel Klatt Show. The best two-loss SEC team. Who y'all gonna roll with out of the pack, man? Let's break each of them down and talk about who this best team is. All right, so first of all, I'm gonna tell you the teams that are not it. All right, so first and foremost, Texas A&M. I'm gonna say no. Respect to the Aggies. Love what y'all doing. The loss of Le'Veon Moss has me worried. It does, and you guys still got to play Texas. So it's like it doesn't really bode well in your favor. And I want to see what this offense can do. Like I said, you got a young quarterback, Marcel Reed, redshirt freshman. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, Connor Wigman's been up and down all year long. You have a really great front, great defense, can rush the passer. Nick Scorton, defensive line is crucial. But can you get enough out of your quarterback play? That concerns me a little bit. So I'm going to say no to Texas A&M, especially with the injury to Le'Veon Moss, because Moss will keep defenses honest and make you have to prepare in other ways to try to stop him and stock the box. Without him, I know they got other players that can run the ball, but that's a big loss. Next up is Missouri, and as I told y'all, I think they're overrated. Humbly, like I said, I know Brady Cook has been dealing with injuries, and things like that. Has been in and out. They had a big win last week, but I just Luther Burden is one of the best wide receivers in the country. I just think Missouri's a little overrated. I humbly do. Like, I don't think they're going to – I think they're going to probably end up with 4 SEC losses, maybe more. Defensively, they're not as good as they should be. Can't really stop people. So when I look at that, I'm like, Missouri's not a really good football team in my humble opinion. I mean, obviously they'll be bowl eligible, but to say they're the best, no. Now, a strong case on this list would be Ole Miss. Good win for them. Finally got an AP Top 5 win. I want to see, though, how do you respond? Because usually you'll have a big emotional win like that, and you have a down week after. So how do you respond after getting that big win? We've seen it with Texas A&M. Texas A&M had that big win against LSU, went to South Carolina, and lost. So, yeah, how do you perform if you're Jackson Dart after that? You know what I'm saying? Now, without a doubt, he's one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC. Who else are we going to say that is better? You make the argument for Jalen Milroe. You make the argument maybe for Quinn Ewers, but he's definitely in that conversation. He leads the SEC in passing yards right now. Had another good game, had a turnover, but like I said, showed that grit, that toughness, you know what I'm saying, to be able to battle through that injury and still lead his team. Was their leading rusher last game as well with 50 yards. You know what I'm saying? Did everything he needed to do, and that's what we've been asking for and clamoring for Jackson Dart. You know what I'm saying? But he was able to do it. So that's what you really want to see. You know what I'm saying? So a strong case for Ole Miss, but I'm going to say no. Now, Georgia, another team that can make a strong case, but it's been so tumultuous right now for the Bulldogs, man. Like, you got players celebrating. I know that was obviously from what I heard through the Twitter sphere and other people. He was celebrating with an old-time friend, but there's a place and time for everything. You know what I'm saying? Even if you've seen him, hey, man, I'm going to holler at y'all later. You could have had that conversation right there, hold your emotion. Hey, we'll link up later after the game, or hey, we'll link up whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think there's a time and place for everything, in my humble opinion. Cannot do that after your team just lost. It's just not a good look, bro. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? And Kirby felt how he felt and gave a candid response. You know what I'm saying? You just cannot have that. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good look. And fans, when they storm the field, they are recording. So any little bit, it's going to get out. It's going to leak. So you got to be cognizant of that as well. Nonetheless, with Georgia, I think a very good defense. I know everybody says, oh, well, it's not elite. It's a very good defense. But this defense is not good enough to make up for the mistakes of Carson Beck. And that's humbly what it is. Some of y'all have been commenting on it that they didn't make it easier for him. Mike Bobo needs to do a better job. Hey, I understand, but he just has not been good. He has 12 interceptions. He had like a lost fumble last game and an interception. He has to play better. That's it. And if not, you got to go in a different direction at the quarterback spot. Gunnar Stockton, Jaden Rashada. You got to figure that out if you're the Georgia Bulldogs. Him smiling at the end of the game is not a good look. It just ain't. You should be pissed off. If you are a high-end competitor and your team is getting beat out the frame with 3 minutes to go in the game, you should be pissed off. You shouldn't even be smiling. You and Jaden can have that behind closed doors on the bus, you know what I'm saying, when y'all at the facilities, whatever. But in the game, in that moment, you're getting whooped? No. You know what I'm saying? So some bad looks for Georgia. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see how much that affects them this week when they play Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? But I would say before that loss, sure. But right now, I think Georgia's a little bit in shambles as far as everything that's been going on, those 2 incidents. I think Kirby's a phenomenal coach, one of the best ones in college football. You know what I'm saying? But he has a lot he's dealing with right now, man. Like he said, his focus is strictly on Tennessee. And I don't blame him. It should be. You know what I'm saying? That's a really good opponent you're about to face. But his players got to figure it out. And that's what I said. I don't put the onus on the coach. Some of y'all say, well, shouldn't the coach have the players ready? Yes, and I feel like Kirby always has them ready. But to a degree, the players got to go out there and perform. You can have them ready and prepared all day long, but are they performing? I feel like the Georgia players are not performing. I don't put this on Kirby. I think he has them ready, but they're not performing to the level that they should. Now the best two-loss team in the SEC. A lot of y'all were pretty much done with them. You know what I'm saying? I understand. And I took LSU to beat Bama, but Bama's the best two-loss team. What they did to LSU on the road, 4 touchdowns, 185 yards, not a lot of passing, depending on Jalen Milroe, who I call Baby Cam. You know what I'm saying, for what he could do on the football field. It's a magnificent performance. You had to. And you could see everybody questions Bama in this new regime with Kalen DeBoer, but they had that killer instinct, right? They said, we're going to go in there, we're going to get this dub, we're going to win this game. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to do it the old-style, conventional Alabama way. And what's the old-style, conventional Alabama way? That's running the football and playing great defense. And that is what they did in that game. Doesn't get any better than that. That's what they've been known for over the years. Other years, they've had great talent. They've been able to air the ball out. A.J. McCarron, Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts over the years with obviously some of the great players, Jalen Waddle, Julio Jones, Henry Ruggs, you know what I'm saying? So many great players have come through the program. But I like how they went back to really what their identity is, and that's what you got to do. And that's not easy to go win on the road, high-volume game, high-intensity game, and blow out LSU in Death Valley. Not easy to do. But so y'all can question DeBoer, but he had his team ready to go. So I think Bama is the best two-loss SEC team. I know they lost to Vanderbilt. It was ugly. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you want to see from your team. And then you also had a loss to Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? But I think Tennessee's a pretty good football team. You know what I'm saying? So Bama has everything out in front of them. They still got some pretty tough matchups coming up. You know what I'm saying? They got to play, obviously, the Iron Bowl, and they got to play Oklahoma. But they play Mercer this week. So you telling me a 10-2 Alabama team can't potentially get in? I think so. You know what I'm saying? I think they got the resume. You know what I'm saying? With what they've been able to do. I think they're going to beat Auburn, respectfully. I think they're going to beat Oklahoma. Flawed football team. You know what I'm saying? Mercer for sure. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect to them. I know they're forcing the most turnovers, interceptions in I think, FCS conference, but they're not ready for Bama. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. It's levels to it. So, yeah, right now I'm going to put them as the best two-loss SEC team, and I think they're going to finish with 10 wins. You know what I'm saying? That was a big win for them on the road. They lost. They're probably done in the college football playoff, and I think Bama's going to find some way, somehow, to get into the college football playoff. And I think they're going to win their next 3, and they're going to be in. So, yeah, man, that's my thoughts. Wanted to respond to this. Is a great question asked by Joe Klatt, the best two-loss SEC team, and I'm going with Alabama. Crimson Tide, best two-loss team. Strong case for Ole Miss. Georgia has issues with the quarterback and other player issues that's been coming up this week. Texas A&M, good football team, but losing Le'Veon Moss, I can't say that. You know what I'm saying? Really good defensive front. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't think they're there yet. And I think Missouri is frauds. That's my humble opinion. Y'all comment below.